welcome Zeta Jones. Thank you so much. Joy, Star. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
How do you do that?
Oh, well, in a corset, 2 petticoats and a dress. Not as easy as it looks, but
Doesn't look easy anyway.
a lot of rehearsals and just trying to get it up to speed so that, you know, it looks like you can actually do it.
So welcome, my dear.
Lovely to see you.
I don't know whether everybody, we know, we celebrate our birthdays together.
Happy belated
Happy
birthday.
Belated, one of the few times we went together on our birthdays. Happy birthday. Michael has the same birthday. Catherine and I were all born the same day. Not exactly, yeah. But you know, you brought your adorable children for us.
My little peanuts.
I'm 5. And Karis is 2. How do you balance? You have to go away on set. You have to go to rehearsals.
I agree with you. It's you know, it is a constant battle. I mean, I hate to use the word. People say to me, "How do you juggle?" It's like, how can you put your kids in the whole juggling game? But you know, yes, there's certain times when, you know, for example, during Zorro, I couldn't have them down with me because I was doing so many night shoots and try keeping these quiet, you know, when you have to sleep in the day to do night shoots, and it's tough. I mean, the one thing about my job is that I have a trailer on the set or a dressing room, and I can physically have them hanging around with me, as opposed to being in a 9-to-5 job where I know I can't take them in the office, and when I don't work, I'm off, you know, so
it's a little easier than
it doesn't go on and on.
It doesn't go on and on and on and on. It's you know, it does stop at some point. But I had a webcam in Zorro, so when they weren't with me, they were with Michael. We rented a place in LA. I could see them, you know, live.
But they were also with Michael.
Yes.
Daddy was home.
If I'm working, Michael doesn't work, and vice versa. We try and at least do that.
Yeah.
You know?
and then now and then you get to see Michael.
Yeah. Then when they board with me, they get to see Michael.
Also, that you've been very busy because this weekend I was watching you on Saturday Night Live, and you were wonderful. You were dancing away. People forget what a great dancer. But remember Chicago. But you also played a reporter who was out in the field and didn't have the luxury of looking good. Look at what you look like. That is not the gorgeous Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, according to Joy's theory, she can run for president.
Perfect. She's perfect. You never really look like that, do you?
Oh, well, I mean, usually the teeth aren't all out, but no, it was so much fun. And with it being the live show, I mean, you guys know what it's like. You do it, you know, live all the time. But having like the changes and, you know, sticking the unibrow on, putting the gum shield in with the teeth in. I mean, how I didn't have a nervous breakdown on national television, I have no.
You can relax with us.
I know, yeah.
But you said that you do worry about how you look when you step on a movie set, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, just being, you know, the actress. I mean, usually if you walk down a red carpet, you have like 20 people from different magazines critiquing you, you know, what she wore, was it, you know, faux pas or whatever, and it gets a bit, I think it gets kind of, for example, the Oscars, you know, I'm more nervous walking down the red carpet because of somebody saying how awful you look or whatever.
The next day.
The actual thing is about, you know, your peers and people being applauded for their body of work, you know. I think people make far too much of the whole glamour thing in our industry.
So let's talk movie for a minute, because I saw Zorro and
Did you enjoy it?
It's an old-fashioned swashbuckler, and that's what I like. Romantic, sexy. Now it picks up from the original, where Elena is now 10 years later. You all have a 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
And of course you know Zorro is Antonio Banderas. I just like to say the name.
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. And they are having this problem in their marriage because he's not able to balance.
Even Zorro gets the blues, yeah. I mean, they're a little rough around the edge, and there's a little tension in there. And like you said, we've been married for 10 years, so that's where the legend of Zorro starts.
So I heard you got a little teary-eyed when you saw Antonio in his outfit again.
I did. It brought back so many memories, such great memories, and you know, those 7 years just kind of
That was your big breakthrough role.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
yeah.
that's when everybody said, who is this gorgeous
So
woman.
it's really like dear to my heart, the whole movie, and just the experience we had on the first one. And it was the biggest deja vu, just to be transported back in Mexico, seeing Antonio.
And you met your husband when you were promoting the first movie.
My husband tracked me down after seeing me.
In the courses.
My bosom heaving and a corset,
You
wielding a
can do
sword.
Antonio, can't you?
Antonio
You can do
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Oh no, he's like, Caterina, no, I'm never doing another story. My back is killing me. My niece, oh my niece Caterina, I cannot do another one. And I'm like, you know what? If you're crazy enough to do all of your stunts from swinging, well, you know, I have no sympathy for your bad back and your
But it's great fun to watch, and one of these days we'll have Antonio Banderas doing his impersonation of Catherine Zeta-Jones. Catherine Zeta-Jones is not going to leave us. She's going to stay with us, and we have many more questions when we come back.
Tomorrow.
They are so sexy together. That was a clip from The Legend of Zorro, and we're back with Catherine Zeta-Jones. So now,
He speaks so fast.
It doesn't.
For a second, I mean, so many times I used to crack up because I try and keep up with his pace with my Spanish accent.
But you have to have a Spanish
natural.
accent.
Yes.
Do people
yes.
think you speak Spanish?
After the first one, they did.
Yeah.
I walked down the red carpet once, and all the Spanish outlet crews, you know, were like, "Hola, cómo estás?" I'm going. I just said gracias. They could have been telling me anything. I'm like, gracias, gracias, sí, gracias.
I don't know how to say it, but almost happy anniversary, almost fifth happy anniversary. You and Michael,
5 years, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I can't believe it.
But I hear that you actually left Michael Douglas hanging for 9 months before you even let him kiss you while you were dating. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
How come?
The one.
Good Welsh girl. I'm sure he thought I was a man in drag because at some point he was like, something's a little off here. Well, he was shooting a movie on the East Coast. I was on the West Coast making a movie, and I thought, well, you know, dinners, chit chat on the phone. We're gonna get it on big time, and then he says, bye-bye, see ya. That was great. So I thought, once, until we had the chance to really, you know, hang out, and thought that this was something that we were gonna, you know, give a try.
And now I heard that you speak to him 17 times a day. What are you talking about?
I talk about the kids and what he, you know, talk about, you know what it's like. You just sometimes I have no idea what I talk to him about, but he still listens.
Well, you said that the secret to a good marriage is that for a man and woman to have their own bathrooms, right? So, and I happen to agree with that. I think that makes a big difference. Is that what holds your marriage together?
One of the things, I wouldn't put it all on that. But no, I think that one, I don't want him to see how messy I am anyway, you know. So it's like, yeah, certain things should be private.
Exactly.
I guess there are a few other things that hold you together.
We're good friends.
Yeah.
And we could take care of each other.
And you understand each other's lives.
Yeah.
The fact that you talk so much on the phone is a good sign.
And we hang out a lot,
good.
you know,
Yeah,
and
that's
we're kind to each other. We spend so many times in our business being kind and polite to total strangers that sometimes you forget, you know, the person you love most and who's closest to you, you forget to be kind.
That's true.
Good advice.
Taking them for granted.
You have an apartment here in New York. I know. I've been with the pool table.
You
Still have the
remember,
pool
yeah.
I remember the pool table. But you spend most of your time, your residence is really in Bermuda.
In Bermuda, yeah.
How come?
Well, Michael's mother's Bermudian, so he was, you know, back and forth there growing up. And we were looking for a place when I was pregnant with Dylan outside of the city, and we went everywhere, and I went, yeah, same people in shorts. So he took me to Bermuda, and I completely fell in love with it.
And no paparazzi.
No, very private, great to bring up the kids. They drive on the proper side of the road that they do in Britain. Go into the pubs, and there's the English Queen up there, so I feel very much at home.
It's so like wonderfully obvious that there's the center of your world. I love that. Does Michael, does he treat them differently, boy and girl? I mean, does he treat Karis
No,
like a
he
little
actually
princess?
treats them both the same, to my horror. You know, he throws them around and, you know, has them climbing on the climbing frame to give me a heart attack.
Oh, he does.
But
Does it go easy
I
on
said to
Karis?
him, he has no idea what's in store with Karis.
Oh, yeah.
He has no idea.
when she's about 15.
I can see the teenager in her, and she's 2.5. It terrifies me because I remember the way I was. And he's so blind and oblivious to it all.
Well, people look at you, and I mean, you have a wonderful marriage, these 2 beautiful children, the Academy Award, but you say, you know, my life isn't as perfect as everybody thinks it is.
Whose life is,
Yeah,
you know. We all got our...
What's wrong with it?
Well...
Sounds pretty good.
Tell us.
You know what? It's a pretty good life, I must say. I'm blessed, but you know, I think sometimes when people see you like on a red carpet or going out there, that you may be like bulletproof in a way, you know. And I do put on sometimes a bulletproof jacket to go out there because inside I'm as vulnerable as anybody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not allowed to be able to show that when you're out in that kind of world. So.
Do you feel
I
you
can't
have to
cook, I can't cook.
At all?
I can't cook
Have
at
you
all.
tried?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, it's
I make really good reservations at restaurants. I don't cook, but I can knit.
Well, that's good. You can knit
I
sweaters.
can knit.
Do you feel you have to project an image, that you always have to look beautiful?
Well, not always, I mean, people, I never signed on to be a role model for anything. I signed on to be an actor, and sometimes as soon as people put you on that kind of pedestal, it's so easy for you to, be knocked off. And I try to avoid that, but yeah, I'm like any girl,
Any of us who know you know
If I was running for president, I'd have the best shoes in the world.
Okay, so before you go, when we have big stars on like yourself, we'd like to do a little game called Favorites.
All right.
Favorite junk food of yours?
Chips, French fries.
Oh, okay. Favorite book?
I have a lot. The Great Gatsby is one of my favorite
Okay, and most importantly, favorite Michael Douglas film?
Oh, there's a lot. I'm certainly not saying Basic Instinct or Fatal Attraction. Dirty boy. Falling Down is one of my favorite films of his.
Very good film.
Great movie.
Joel Schumacher directed.
Great, great movie. So I'd say that. Of course, Wall Street, but I think, yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Wall Street. You'd be surprised how many people come up to Michael and say, Gordon Gekko was my hero, man. Like, oh my God. Reed is good.
Now, I tell you what's good. Zorro is good. Our thanks to Catherine Zeta-Jones. The
Thank you,
Legend of Zorro
ladies.
opens in theaters this Friday, and everyone in our audience is taking home, get this, a copy of The Mask of Zorro, the original, on DVD. We'll be right back with Desperate Housewives star Joey Fisher.
Clinton.